She is in a really tough spot here financially, and the thing that's on her finger is the thing that has the most financial value, and she's thinking if she sells this engagement ring, it sure would help them out with their budget right now. Abby's got the email.
Good idea or bad idea, Bert Show? Like a lot of people right now, my husband and I are struggling financially. He lost his job and we have 2 kids. We are barely scraping by right now. He's on the hunt for a new job, but nothing solid yet, which means some tough decisions need to be made right now. Unfortunately, we don't have any family that can help us out. The idea of selling some personal items came up to help us get through the next couple of months. I suggested selling my engagement ring, which would help out a lot. He's completely against it. He said under no circumstances can we sell my engagement ring. I understand the sentiment, but it's just a thing, and I think it's more important we get back on our feet, right? Yes, it's sentimental. Yes, it's beautiful, but we got into this marriage for better or for worse. Down the road, we can always buy a different ring to symbolize what we've overcome. Plus, I'll still have my wedding band. I'm contemplating going against his wishes and selling it anyways. Technically, it is mine and not his. I know he'll be mad, but I also know he'll get over it. Then once we are more settled, he'll realize that was the right call. I will certainly be sad to sell it. I'm sure I'll cry, but I know in my heart this is the right thing to do for our family.
Yeesh, okay, anybody listening here that's been in this situation before, but not quite like this. So let's say you guys both agreed to do it for budget reasons. Looking back at it, are you happy that you sold it and it was kind of a springboard to get you guys to better finances? Or looking back, do you wish you just would have gutted it out and not sold the ring? 1-855-BERT Show. What I don't like about this email here, obviously, is that she's making a whole bunch of decisions here for the family.
No, she's not. She's making one, and that's selling the engagement ring.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. Like, she's like, okay, he'll get over it in the future. He'll thank me like in the future. But I mean, that's something I think that should be discussed together right there.
And they did, but here's the thing. So compromise is obviously difficult to come by because most times it's going to be one person's way or the other, especially in this instance. So, just because he says no, that's not hit. He says no, I wouldn't sell it, but it is her ring. So he should win because he doesn't want to sell it.
To me, I think it diminishes his experience of picking out the ring, purchasing the ring, proposing to her, and also like every memory that they've had in the early stages of their marriage with that ring. Like this is a situation that nobody wants to find themselves in, right? Like this is not a decision that you want to have to make. Something that's incredibly sentimental and has so much symbolism for your relationship versus literally being able to pay your bills. So I really do believe the only way you should be able to sell this ring is if he's on board too, because you're really projecting what you think he is going to feel after it's all said and done, and you have no idea. You could find yourself in even harder financial struggles, and I mean, you'll be grateful that you'll have that money, but I still think it's going to be a strain on the relationship.
I think from like a mama perspective, rather than watch my kids suffer in any way, shape, or form, I'm selling the ring. That's just like... It sucks, and sometimes making the right decision doesn't feel good, but it just feels like in this instance, as hard as it is, and I think there might be some pride and ego wrapped up in that ring for him, totally understandable because of the purchase and the proposal, and I get that. But at the end of the day, when you got 2 kids involved, you're going to have to do stuff that you don't want to do.
If I'm in this situation, this would be completely last resort for me. I wouldn't sell the ring unless it was just absolutely the last thing we had to do. And I do understand the thought of her feeling like maybe his pride and ego won't allow it. So let me just do it.
Yeah.
And then I get that. But I would be so mad, and I would prefer for her to come to me and say, I will only do this if you can't come up with a better option. I would just want the opportunity to come up with a better option. And if he can't, at the end of the day, then I don't think that he can be but so mad that she went on and did it anyway.
Is that a grievance you wouldn't be able to get over? If she sold the ring without your consent?
Nah, I'd get over it.
I'd probably get over it, but it takes some time.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's going on?
Hey, so, yeah, my wife actually pawned her engagement ring. We were struggling a little bit here and there. I was between jobs. She's disabled, so we have one daughter. And it was difficult at the time. She told me, she's like, oh, let's just pawn my engagement ring. I was against it at first. And then it was just like with, finances and everything like that, it was rough. So I was like, I kind of agreed with her, like, towards, the end of it. And I was like, it was kind of a good idea if we did, because now we're all financially we're stable. And so we went and got her another engagement ring.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everything's good now.
Okay.
It was just, a real struggle. And yeah, I'm glad I agreed with her.
All right. So we have one for the plus column.
And Taylor, you had to go through the same thing.
Yes, I did. I sold mine, but I actually went to Walmart and bought a cheaper version of it, so he had no idea.
Oh, shut
and
up, girl.
then once we got out of the financial struggle, then I went and got it back from the pawn shop.
And he never, ever had any...
Never knew.
Wow.
Oh.
So good to be a guy and clueless, man.
Yeah, no, really. Must
I
be
could see
nice.
a woman doing that and then get mad that he didn't recognize the difference.
Right? Hey, Jasmine, good morning. There's a reoccurring theme. Yes, we sold the ring, and B, I have no regrets.
Same.
Yeah?
Yeah, we were struggling financially, like, really bad. My husband was in between jobs, and we have a couple of kids. And I just looked at him and I said, okay, it's got to go. And he said, all right. And I got another one a couple years later, and I don't care. He didn't even have to get me that one either.
So you use that as the springboard to get you in a better financial place. Then you ended up getting another ring, and all is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much a reoccurring theme right there.
Yeah, I'm kind of floored by how many people have actually done it or had to do it.
The Bert Show.